So guys, are altcoins dead? Alts have been taking a crazy hit. People are talking about how we're at pretty much the peak for most of the altcoins. And I pretty much just want to talk about the sentiment around altcoins on crypto Twitter, as well as in the space, what everyone is talking about, how everything is currently performing in the markets, and everything else with me as a beginner, my portfolio, and all that stuff. But guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and check out the rest of my content. I'm just a beginner in the crypto space, showing you guys the wins, the losses, and just documenting my whole process from, the start all the way to, me mastering everything around crypto. But guys, let's jump into it. So guys, like I said, I'm new to crypto. If you guys have any questions, want to talk to me or anything like that, jump on X, go follow me _PlayboyG, and you can send me a message on there. But let's jump into how the markets are performing right now. So currently right now, everything is actually starting to have a slight pump. There has still been selling, with Germany, as well as with the Mt. Gox sell-off and the payouts and everything that is taking place. So Bitcoin is actually having some slight recovery right now. We were sitting really low around like that 54,000 range about 2 days ago. And I'm sure we're pretty much going to keep on dipping down just because this whole event and everything that's taking place is not over. And as a result, our altcoins follow Bitcoin, and if Bitcoin is taking that hit, you best believe our altcoins are going to take that hit. And depending on the narratives you're following and how strong the coins that you're in determines how bad they dip this market. Me, I'm really focused on meme coins and AI coins. My meme coin position, main meme coin position, Brett, is actually very, very strong right now. It didn't fall that much compared to everything else in the market, which I'm very hyped about. And I honestly want to start divulging into different projects just because I want to diversify myself and make sure I'm getting the most out of that. And we're going to talk about that a little bit into this. But right now, the price action around Bitcoin, is starting to get semi-positive compared to where we were a few days ago. We're still down today. And overall in the markets, everything is starting to see a slight green, but 0.1%, 0.2%, that's nothing to be psyched about or happy about. So overall, nothing too crazy around the price action. I want to talk about someone that is talking about, altcoins and if the top is in for this cycle. But let's go ahead and jump into it. So Andrew King, I don't know if you guys follow him. I just started following him. Miles Dusher actually brought this guy to my attention, so I actually wanted to start learning a little bit more. But one of this tweet I wanted to talk to you guys about, he talks about the most common mistakes he sees with beginners in the space and just with people in crypto in general. What we're saying is the most common mistake he sees in crypto markets is when people are buying too early, when the trend has inflected from up to down, and corrections from big market structures, breaks are always deeper and longer than most expect, just because people are trying to time the market, figure out where is the best time to buy. And you can't really time that. It's pretty difficult, almost impossible. You do not buy when a few people are bearish at 10% off Bitcoin highs. Some people will need to sell for price to go down. After all, you buy for the next cycle when everyone is liquidated. People leave the space. Majority of people question whether crypto is dead forever. And that's kind of what's going on right now. As a beginner, I got into the market at the end of last year, which was when everything was kind of still dead. Everyone started jumping in around February, March, whenever we're in this peak. And now everything is going down stupid. And right now is a time where you can start to get in and actually get some good prices on a lot of these coins that are back at their entry points from the start of last year. And what he went on to explain was right here, he says, I believe 98% of altcoins topped for the cycle, except for maybe a handful of coins that may make some new highs in Q4 2024, Q1 2025. Bitcoin, I think, is in the same transition stage to a super cyclish asset where it retains both properties from previous cycle behavior and also increasingly more of a mature macro asset. So based off of Andrew King's, whole theory and based off of what he's seeing in the market's price action, he thinks that for a ton of altcoins, we've already seen, the top for a ton of these coins. And that makes you think, if you're looking at your portfolio, how everything is currently performing, if you're divulging the correct amount of money to these assets. This is where, the people that make money in the market and the people that get destroyed and wrecked, this is that line that separates them just based off of the, research you do and the things that you follow in the market and the projects that you're investing in. One thing that I like that he also continued to say, because someone says, how do memes play into this in your opinion? Because memes have have been outperforming everything in the market. He says, memes probably constitute a majority of the coins that have a chance of making new highs. Hundreds of thousands of meme coins though, so you need to be quite selective. So right now, meme coins are really outperforming the market. Retail investors want to get into coins that make sense, where they can make a ton of money, and altcoins is where it's at. And right now, altcoins are dead though. And whenever the sentiment is that down, that's whenever you need to figure out, if you have the commitment to keep going in on your positions. Beginners, most people in the space cannot bear the redness that they see, and they honestly don't have that much commitment in their projects that they're investing in, so they exit those projects. And in a few months, when everything is starting to get back on track and start to be closer towards the election and all these other different events that are going to be catalysts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general, we're going to start to see that pump. But if you exit whenever you see all this red, you're never going to be able to see those days. So right now, Andrew Kang has a really bearish take on altcoins. But one guy that I really love following, Miles Dutcher, younger dude, really like to get the perspective of people that have been here very, very long in the space, people that are kind of new, people super new like me, and just get a selective perspective from everybody. But let's jump into Miles Dutcher and exactly what he's talking about. So throughout this whole week, there's been a whole bunch of news, a whole bunch of down drag taking place in the markets with the sell-off of Bitcoin, with Germany, Mt. Gox, all these different things that are taking place. But there has been a ton of alpha that has came out in these few days, and I want to talk about the important stuff that he actually put together, which was really, really great. If you're not following Miles Dutcher, go follow this good dude. He gives great alpha. Love this stuff. So first one, we're still early in this cycle compared to prior cycles, guys. If you zoom out and see exactly, the first halving, the second halving, and the third halving, then compare that to the fourth halving, we're just getting started. And sometimes you have to, zoom out and really see where we're at from a long-term perspective, just to get an understanding that, these macro events aren't too important whenever everything is just dumping. Overall, we're in this for the long term. Next, guys, it's just a simple tweet from a guy named Avi, pretty much just giving a little bit of advice. The way these sell-offs end is when sellers run out of coins. Sounds obvious, but the key is to ignore where buyers step in. That's where you need to keep focused on. When everyone is selling, that's whenever you need to strap up and start investing into the coins that you want, because no one else is looking at them. And if you have high commitment and the coins are going to do well, it's a no-brainer to keep on doubling down. 3, we talk about the liquidity in the market, and based off of pretty much in 2021 where we're at, it's around 50 times lower than what it is now. And with that liquidity versus the altcoins and everything, that means projects that are actually doing good stuff are going to grow much, much faster. And that's why you really need to be auditing your portfolio and figure out if you're in the right positions. If you're not in good positions that can actually change what's going on in the crypto space, or have proper marketing, the community, and everything else around the projects, then you're not going to make the most out of it. And like how King said, almost 98% of altcoins, in his opinion, have peaked. So you need to really be cautious about what's in your portfolio. Next, guys, is pretty much the outperformance of pretty much meme coins on everything else. Meme coins have been outperforming everything. And if you don't have meme coins allocated in your portfolio, that is something that you should really keep in mind, because out of everything that, Kang is seeing and multiple people in the sectors around crypto in general, memes are outperforming everything. And it's like how I said, retail investors want to jump into something where they have a chance, and it isn't something that, requires all this tokenomics and everything else and due diligence. They want to jump into something where everyone has a chance, and meme coins is that sector. Miles Dutcher also has a few more good points around Sol and ETH, and a few, actual different things around the ETF for ETH. But overall, those are pretty much, the main things I wanted to talk about around, the alpha that came out this week. In terms of where everything is going, price action around Bitcoin and where the future is of everything that's going on in our altcoins, I love to look at this one post from Miles Dutcher. So one of the most obvious long-term setups he's seen based off of pretty much everything that's going on. I actually talked about this in my earlier videos. And in the short term right now, we got Mt. Gox selling, we got German selling. So they're selling off, they're still selling off. They sold some more Bitcoin today, and it's still going to continue to dump. This event is not over. So to say that you have to buy right now, that's not the case. We're still going to keep on, trading sideways, maybe even for a few months, because we don't know. In the short term, we still have these events taking place, and it was the perfect storm that caused everything to just dip. And we can't time these things. Everybody just learns from past cycles, sees the events, and from there makes guesstimations and jumps in how they think the best way fit. But overall, in the short term, we just have all these panic events happening, and you shouldn't be too worried about it, especially if you're focused on the long term. If we're looking at long term, what's positive in the market, we got the Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs that are, changing the fact how everyone perceives crypto and how the retail investor invests into crypto, which is going to be really crazy for the long term whenever, we gain more traction and everything is green. The election that's coming up. If Trump wins this election, and it's not looking too sharp for Biden just because Biden can't speak. He has all these different issues. He looks like a baby. There's lots of different things going on with that, man. But if we have the Republican Party win this election, it could be very, very bullish for crypto just because of what Trump has been talking about around what he wants to do for crypto. That ties in pretty much with the major political shift with, crypto and everything like that. And then moving into the main thing, all the money that's coming back from the FTX payout to the customers. Around, I believe, 12 billion or 14 billion is cash given to the pretty much customers that were affected into this. And not all that money is going to be funneling back into the crypto markets, but if 10 to 20% funnels back in, that's a good amount of money going right back into the markets. That is going to be a positive effect on everything. So right now, guys, altcoins are taking a massive hit. Everything is going down. My crypto portfolio is going up and going down, and like how I said, I'm going to start thinking about the allocations that I'm doing. I want to make a separate video on everything that I'm going to change. I've already made some changes from this portfolio from my previous thing. Like I said, go check out all my other content. You can see how my portfolio has changed throughout these few months. But right now, guys, I think you should be bullish. I think you should be really bullish on everything that's going on. When everyone is starting to get bearish in the market, when everyone is selling off, that is whenever you should be the most hyped, because everyone is doubting everything. And the people that have the highest commitment and are invested in the correct projects that are actually doing stuff, that is where all the money is slowly going to funnel to, just because the commitment is there, as well as everyone that is panicked is already selling off. So right now, guys, everything is kind of green, also red. The event with the Mt. Gox selling and German selling is still going to take place and is still going on. We have, some positive events coming around the Ethereum ETF, as well as with Bitcoin and, the presidential election and everything that's taking place. But right now, I think is a time to be very, very bullish. I'm going to be getting in the crypto space. This is not financial advice by any means. I've just been, navigating the space, reading the market to figure out what's the best bet for me. I honestly want to start changing the way I think when it comes to my crypto investments. I have a long-term mindset that I have with this, which is really good. I don't panic sell and get out like everybody else, so I ride the wave and can get a higher X than people that are just getting these small dips and trying to make money real quick. But I also want to have a macro perspective where I can be making trades when everything is down right now and ride it back up. But we'll get into that on another video, guys. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, go check out the rest of my content. I'm just a beginner in the crypto space, showing you guys the wins, the losses, my perspective, and everything else that's going on in this space right now. Altcoins is the biggest thing that can set all of us free, make us that financial freedom, and that's why everyone is so focused on them. But when you're navigating the space of altcoins, you need to be very cautious, because you can have that next 50x, or you can have that coin that goes to zero. So you really need to figure out what is in your portfolio and start divulging into the projects that you feel committed in. So like I said, if you guys have any questions, suggestions, anything, drop it down below. Drop me a comment, drop me a like, subscribe. I'm going to keep on pumping out these videos and keep you updated on everything that's going on. But overall, guys, I think you got to be committed. And if you're not committed, you're going to be really sad in the next few months once everything is starting to pump. Or I'm going to be really sad whenever everything doesn't pump in the next few months. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and dip out right here. Like how I said, go check out the rest of my content and stay tuned for the rest of everything else. Peace.